3. Hello, everyone. I'm back. This is Gabby from Bliss Before Laundry. I'm trying not to move my computer too much. Today, I have a very exciting guest. Her name is Wendy, and I'll get her to introduce herself. But I just got to say that Wendy she came, 2 years ago?
I think
For the first time to Bliss, and just for like a couple hours, because she was so busy, and she came and helped in the kitchen and did all this and did a couple workshops and left, and then she's never stopped coming back or sending us people. So it's amazing how she just became part of the Bliss family, and now for the first time, finally you're presenting, and we're so proud of you, so excited. We've gone through with you in your journey, and obviously it comes from many years back, but we're very excited to have you as part of our Bliss family and to share your experience with like 70 plus women coming up in the next few weeks. So Wendy, tell us about you.
Well, first of all, thank you, Gabby. I'm very, very excited about the upcoming Bliss. I think this will be my 4th one. And they've always been at different points in my life. The first one, I must have walked away on a high that I had not felt in years. It was just such a fantastic day. Everything seemed to fall into place, and it seemed to be what I needed to hear at that moment. As for Wendy, well, Wendy's just a simple woman that's been on this amazing, crazy journey. This journey of discovery. I think we're all sort of looking for our owner's manual, is what I've realized, and I found mine. And you'll never guess, but it was way deep inside. That's where it was hiding. And I discovered that my owner's manual works for me. It doesn't work for others. And you've got your own owner's manual. And I think a lot of things that happen in our lives have to do with trying to follow somebody else's owner's manual, society's opinion, what other people think we should be doing, as opposed to what our core is telling us to do. So as for who I am, just like I said, a simple woman. I've worked in the video industry. I've had a business for 24 years. I've written a book. I have to show you my book.
Yes. You have.
The Boss of Me. I actually released it a year ago. But only realized this year I hadn't released it. I was still very much afraid of the words I'd written, the journey that I'd been through, and it's really just come to me in the past month. I now am free, and I'm ready to release it, and I have no fear about it. So there's the book that's been written, and this is sort of my fourth adventure. I think this is the real one. I think this is I'm finally living the life of my soul, and it's very freeing. It's very energetic. It's amazing. And that's really what I'm hoping to present at Bliss is how do we find our own core and live from there? We can live from fear and ego, which I have done in the past, or we can live from our absolute core, which is where I find the infinite courage to do the next right thing. And as long as I keep doing the next right thing, I flow, life flows, and there is nothing to fear because we are staying in that flow.
And that's something that when your description of the workshop for Bliss, and I wanted to bring that up, when you talk about living in the flow, we hear that often, and I think only people that have managed to live in the flow is are those people that understand what that means. But can you try and go more deep in what that means for someone who is, you talk about an owner's manual, and a lot of us don't have that. A lot of us are still searching for that. But how do this is how I see it. You need to start living on the flow to then accomplish anything it just comes to you. But so how does that work? How can you give me a bit more examples of what living in the flow means to you, or that you've seen in other people?
It's one of my favorite things because once I realized it's changed my life. So the old Wendy, who lived from this massive ego, and when I say massive ego, I don't mean I'm better than you. I never I was actually the opposite. I was never as good as you, but I was out to prove that I'm equal. And once you start to comprehend that, I used to sort of go through life, and if there was a roadblock, I wanted to show my strength by getting over that. That roadblock is not going to stop me. I will get over that. I will get under that. I will go around that. It will not stop me. And what I didn't realize is the roadblock is usually there for a reason. Wendy, you're going in the wrong direction. Your happiness does not lie here. Wendy, learn to accept. And sometimes roadblocks are very disappointing because we're heading somewhere and we're in this happy little flow, and this roadblock comes up and all of a sudden we're going to miss the concert tonight. Those are the ones that are a different type of acceptance. But sometimes that roadblock is just something that's fearful and scary, or, there are all these different things. The flow is to see that roadblock and put up that stop sign and go, whoa, what's this all about? And I've discovered when I acknowledge that roadblock, accept that roadblock, that new flow takes me to hidden treasures. It's really just saying, Wendy, this is not for you. This direction is not where you're meant to go. You're meant to go here. And that's where the treasures are. That's where life is. And in that flow, your energy is not fighting. Your energy is just moving at this beautiful pace. And I've just become so aware of energy. One of the parts of my workshop is to help people like me that, okay, I hear all this talk of energy, but what is that? It's not tangible. And I've had these moments in the past year that brought energy to life to me, and it's become so tangible, and I see it. And I see it as, I was at my worst, at my bottom, in this terrible victimhood when I was full of anger and resentments and all that. I was hardly working on 100 amps. So I might be able to operate a light bulb, but if you put the toaster on, zap, I'm done. And when you're running in the flow and you don't get that dirty power of anger and resentments and all that fear and pain, then you're getting clean power coming to you. And so you're running in this flow, and all the people you meet along the way become more power coming in with you. We're journeying together. We're not fighting for control. We're journeying in this beautiful journey. And I almost feel at this point, I'm getting close to 3-phase power. So I'm not afraid to operate the toaster oven and the microwave and the toaster and the dishwasher, because I know I've got this clean energy and I'm not fearful of it. So I have the courage now to turn on the TV and turn on all the other items because I know that the clean flow is happening. I don't know if that answered your question, but we will sort of look at it in the workshop.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. I think it is, you also hit in another important point that this talk about energy, the energy that we have within ourselves, and you describe it in your workshop, the energy and the energy of our environment, the energy of other people, right? And the energy of what's going on in the world right now. It understanding how that gets to us and how it affects us, maybe in a subconscious level, maybe because it's affecting someone close to us. We often take that for granted. We don't. It's like you're saying. I feel like we absorb all these things that happen over time, and we're full of energy, but it necessarily is not what you're calling clean energy, which I like that feeling, because it's true. We can have great energy as people, like, the way we transmit, but is it really an energy that is serving us, right? And is that energy that is letting us flow? And I think that's, you're touching something very important there. And I think, it is something that women in particular, we're always looking for, like, what's that answer? Especially these women that come to Bliss, they're coming because they're looking for something that sometimes they don't even know what they're looking for, but that there is something calling them to explore something else, to explore, basically, because they don't even know what exploring, but they just want to, like, knock on doors, and it's like even stay in the back and listen till something transform. And I think what you're offering at this weekend will be very transforming for a lot of women.
Well, thank you. I hope so. I mean, I begin every day in gratitude, and excitement. And I can tell you 4 years ago, it wasn't that way. It was packing this bag full of anxieties and all the victimhood and everything else going on in my life, and putting this 80 pounds on my shoulders and starting the day at 8 o'clock in the morning, already defeated. And all these changes, all these new things that I've learned, I wake up, I set the alarm for 6:30, I get up, and I'm so grateful and I'm so happy. And it's not that I'm dreading putting one foot in front of the other. I'm like this little kid that wants to start my day and see what beautiful treasures come. And it's so much of it is learning love and all those beautiful things, forgiveness and everything else, lighten our hearts, they lighten our load, they lighten our mind. And I don't worry about what somebody else is doing. I can make a difference in my own little environment, the people around me. I can send love to the people that I'm connecting with, but I can't worry about all those other things happening in the world. In fact, I stopped reading about that, but that's another story altogether. We just stay in the moment and help those that we can help. That was a big thing, to realize I still had something to give. My misery was thinking I had nothing left to give. And the greatest joy is to say, hey, I still have lots to give. That's pretty well.
If you can, we can leave it at leaving. If you can give it at one tip, one little thing that we can all start today or tomorrow morning. You know, you're talking about gratitude, but is there one little exercise, one little shift that we can test in our lives that it will just begin something or get us ready for your workshop? Is that something you can leave us with?
You know what? I found one of the biggest things for me was that acceptance. I am exactly where I'm meant to be right now. And in that thought, the guilt or the pain of yesterday, whatever is that yesterday that you're second guessing, that brought you, this is where you're meant to be right now. And from here, do I want to dip my foot in that happy water, or do I want to stay in this cesspool, or whatever it is? I mean, some of us are in a great place anyways, but from this moment, where's my joy? What feels good? And from this moment, let's just forget everything that happened yesterday. My life begins today. I mean, how many times have we read that? Today is the first day of the rest of your life. Let it sink in. Believe that today is the first day. And from here, where do I want to go? And that's the beauty. It's never too late. From here, this is where I want to go.
Okay, that's beautiful. I think we can all do that. We're looking forward to having you present at Bliss in a couple more weeks. And thank you for being part of this. Thank you for your energy. And I am personally very proud of you, and I'm very looking forward to chatting a bit. You know, I won't be able to make it to the workshop, but I'll be in the kitchen.
I'm going to be eating, if you don't mind, I'll be stocking up on my steak and stuff. No, I'm just kidding. I can't wait to be in that kitchen with all those lovely, lovely fresh vegetables.
Yeah, it will be fun. It'll be fun. It's, you know, just 48 hours of only veggies. We can all make it.
Perfect.
Thank you so much, Wendy. And we'll if you have any questions for Wendy, you know, post them in the comments. Hopefully you'll be able to join us at Bliss on October 20th. There's still some spots available, but if not, through Facebook, you can connect with Wendy, and you really want to follow her and you know, keep supporting each other. So thank you, Wendy.
Thank you. I look forward to connecting with all of you. Love it.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.